Hiya, and thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. If you've seen any of my other videos, you'll know that my channel is generally aimed at helping people, if you like, steering people in the right direction. But I also do videos like this one, things that actually, if you like, get my goat a little bit. And this is something what I'm going to talk about now that has happened. I've heard my wife talking about it, and I've experienced this as well, and that is the difficulty that people seem to have, especially here in Clacton-on-Sea. Anyway, I don't know if it's nationwide, but that is being able to get a doctor's appointment. Now, years ago, I can remember being young and my mum making me an appointment, and she would ring the doctors and you'd make an appointment for the next day or the day after, and you would go to the doctors and receive your treatment. Well, I don't know if it's like it where you are, but where we are, it's a battle. It's an absolute battle. And what's prompted me to make this today is that my wife, without going into the nitty gritty of it, has got a little something on her arm that was bothering her. And I said to her, I said, you've got to make an appointment. Well, she rings up the surgery. They say to her, you've got to ring up at 8 o'clock in the morning. And where we are, you ring the surgery and you can never get through because this stupid woman, if you like, at the other end of the phone is telling people to ring up at 8 o'clock in the morning. Well, everybody's ringing up at 8 o'clock in the morning and you can't get through. If she said ring up at 8 or ring up at 10 minutes past 8, but everyone's ringing up at 8 o'clock, cannot get an appointment to see a doctor. Now, I, in my house, I'm paying 1,500 quid a year in council tax, right? So I expect when I ring up to make an appointment for my wife, I expect to be able to make a bloody appointment for a doctor. Cannot. So what's made me even more annoyed today? My wife, as she got up this morning, she said to me, "I'm not gonna ring up. I'm just gonna go down there." Because if you go down there and then you wait in the surgery, they've got to see you. Because this thing was worrying her. She's come back at about 8:30, and I said, what's happened, like? And she said, you wouldn't believe it. I said, well, what's the matter? She said, there's loads of people standing outside the surgery. She said, there's old people. She reckons she spoke to one bloke. She reckons that he'd been there since 7:15 because he wants to be the first one through the door so he can make an appointment. But she said, there's people there that are old, they're very frail, they're basically, and they're ill. Now this to me cannot be right. I am honestly, I'm gonna do something about this. I'm even thinking about taking my camera in now and filming me trying to make an appointment. Because every single time I try and make a bloody appointment, I can't get one. And like my wife said to me this morning, we were sitting there talking about it. She said, imagine if we were both old. You imagine you've got a person, an old lady, she might be 75, 80 years old, and she's on her own and she's hobbling down to the surgery only to have some woman tell her that she can't have an appointment. I'm telling you, this situation is tragic, absolutely tragic. In this day and age, in this country, this should not be happening. And I wouldn't care. I watched a program the other night. I mentioned it in another one of my videos. Ross Kemp was in it. He was going around. He was doing an article on drugs, like a documentary on drugs. And you see this. He actually said in his video there was like four. It showed it there was 4 units outside this house. There was police. There was a paramedic. There was an ambulance, and they're all there for this um, drug addict. Now I'm sorry, right? And I'm not I am quite a charitable person. But to me, this is not right. This is not right. The resources are being spent in the wrong areas. Yeah, that little old lady who was waiting out in the cold this morning, who my wife was talking to, she's probably My wife said she was a nice lady. She's probably got a property. She's probably one of these people who are paying council tax. Because let's face it, it's the council tax. It's this money that is being used to basically look after us. And I can't help but think it's being used in the wrong areas. That little old lady, when she rang up to make an appointment, she should have got she should have been a priority. I would argue that if you've got a woman, over 80, she's got to have a higher priority than somebody who is perhaps under 80. Something's got to be done about this appointment lark. Yeah, because you cannot have old people. My wife said, she actually said to me, her exact words were, she said, I couldn't believe it, Cole. She said it was really disturbing. Now, that was the word she used. That's what's made me make this video. She said it was really disturbing to see all these people and they're not waiting to actually see a doctor. They're actually waiting to make an appointment. I mean, this is tragic. I don't know how I don't know how I'd go to find out about it, but these doctors, I mean, they offer. Don't get us wrong, they offer a fantastic facility, and I know they're stretched. People they argue that that the NHS they're stretched. But every GP that has got a surgery that is running a surgery, he's being paid to provide a service for that locality. That if he's the only one in the village, or he is getting paid for every single person that is on his books. And I keep saying to my wife, and I'm going to do it, because it's really pissing me off, right? Is to go in and say, I want to see a doctor. And if they say, well, no, you can't see one, say to them, well, I want to take my name and date of birth off of your books and change surgeries. People have got to start switching. You do it with your gas and your electric, yeah? These doctors, some of them, I mean, my doctor, he's a doctor, and I know he's a good doctor, but he's got no empathy. I can't help but think that a lot of these doctors' surgeries now, they're being run as businesses, as compared to being run as a somebody who actually cares. You probably experienced it. I did a couple of years ago. I remember coming out of a surgery, and because I suffer a bit, like I worry about things, and I've got OCD, and I worry about a lot of things. And the doctor who I spoke to, he was very empathetic. He was very understanding. But sometimes you talk to these people, and they just don't give a toss. And I don't know whether it's because they've been in their job a long while, and they just, in the end, it just becomes, oh, I've had enough of this. Like a lot of people in jobs. But at the end of the day, what this video is about, it's about encouraging you to speak up. Yeah, whether you're a taxpayer, whether you pay council tax or not, this country that we live in, it's designed that we all get medical care. And if you're ringing up your doctors and you cannot make an appointment, you need to make us think about it. I done this a couple of weeks ago, but I admit I didn't get anywhere. I rang the woman up and to make an appointment. She said to me, "Oh, you'd have to ring back in the morning." I said, "Oh, what time?" I knew what she was going to say because I have it every time. She said, "Oh, you'll have to ring back at 8." I said, "Oh," I've got a bit of a problem there. She said, "Well, what's the problem?" I said, "Well, I won't be able to ring you at 8." I said, "I'm going to be on an underground train." Now, I wasn't. I'm self-employed. But she didn't know that. There's going to be people that are unable to do what she wanted. So I said, I can't do that. I said, I don't mind if I make an appointment for the day after tomorrow. I said, or even the day after that. Oh, no, we don't do it like that, she said. She said, you'll have to ring up in the morning. I said, well, I've just told you I can't ring up in the morning. She said, well, I don't know what you're going. I don't know what you're going to do. I said, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I said, I might die over the weekend. And I put the phone down. I hadn't at this stage given her my name. But ain't it crazy? This surgery, I don't know whether it's a one-off, but these doctors, they're being paid money per person for every person on their books. So surely can they be allowed to even do this? Can they be allowed to say, well, you know, ring up in the morning? I said to my wife, I said, the next time I need to see a doctor, I'm just going to go down the A&E. And then they're telling you you're blocking up the A&E. Well, I'm sorry, but if that's the only way to see a doctor, I'll go and do that because it ain't right. This country, if you see my other videos, right, I talk about this country how it's going to shit, right? And I don't know, it's all to do with money. But I'm saying that I don't know as the doctor's surgery whether it is to do with money because the government pay these doctors so much money, like I say, per person, per surgery. So surely when you ring up for an appointment, shouldn't you be able to see a doctor? Fair enough if you can't see one that day. If it's an emergency, then yes. If you've got a pain in your chest, you've got something wrong with you, then you do the sensible thing. Me, I wouldn't call an ambulance now. Something else, I'm gonna do another video about that. But don't bother calling an ambulance. Not if you've got a car. Yeah, I'd call a taxi before I called an ambulance, and that's sad, isn't it? But it's true. But it's just this country's just going to shit. I really think it is. But you've got to ask yourself: is it with doctor surgeries? Is it a case that the government are not giving these doctors enough money, um, or or is it a case that some of these doctors are just trying to knuckle down as much money on their surgery and save as much money because they're treating it as a business as opposed to a service? When you want to go and see a doctor, you don't want to be treated like you're part of their business. You want to think that you're sitting in front of someone, and this person is going to be, caring, empathetic, understanding. It's absolutely crazy. Oh, something else. When my wife actually did, because this morning she actually did get an appointment, and she had to go back an hour later. So luckily she drives. What would she do if she hadn't drove? Well, she had to walk home and then walk back. These things it's all wrong. But anyway, something else that I'm going to mention, which I can't I don't know I don't know whether they're allowed to do this or not, and that is when my wife walked in there, the lady asked my wife what she wanted to see the doctor for. Well, she said, "Oh, well, I've got this something, a cyst or something on her arm," and she said, and there was other things of a more, that are personal to her that she wanted to talk about. And then the woman on the reception said, "Oh no, I need to write down just one thing that you want to see the doctor about." And basically, what she said to my wife was, if you want to see the doctor about two different things, then you've got to make two different appointments. Well, to me, this is all new to me, right? And this is really frustrating me. And I've been thinking about that more since this morning about how you can only talk about one thing. And then I started thinking earlier, what about if the one illness is contributing to the other illness, and they're kind of like interlinked? And to me, it's just absolutely madness. And the other thing is, I said to my wife, you should have turned around and said to that woman at reception, because they're in a public area, there's people in there, packed surgery. I said to her, you should have said to that woman, I want to see a doctor, and I'm not willing to talk about my illness out in the open like this. And my wife went, "No, no, you can't do that. They want to know what you want to see them for." So then I said to the woman, so then I said to my wife, "Well, what about if it's something like, personal, something, you might have a problem down below, or, like a women's, or whatever it is. What, are you going to start discussing your your ailment in front of everybody else?" I'm telling you, this country is going to shit, right? Something needs to be done about this, yeah? Something needs to be done about the way these people are being treated. I can only imagine, right? I can't imagine actually what it must be like to be an old person who, who's perhaps got, problems, might be losing their memory a little bit or something like that, right? Somebody who needs that little bit of extra help. And you got these people, they're sitting in them chairs, and you can only talk to them about one thing. I tell you, to me, oh, it rattles me, it does. You know what I mean? It rattles me. I mean, surely these doctors, if you're in the medical profession, yeah, you swore and I don't know what the word is, an allegiance or an oath to basically care and protect and look after people. How are you doing that if you're telling a woman who's sitting in front of you, who's obviously got problems, that you can only talk to her about one ailment? God forbid she don't mention that other ailment a week later or a day later, or she don't mention it and that comes back to haunt you because she died the following day. Because this must be happening. How can you go and see a doctor? You probably think I'm going on right, but this really pisses me off. How can you go and see a doctor and be told, oh, you can only talk to him about one thing? Yeah, I mean, that's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Make sure when you go and see a doctor, right, clarify this. Make a bit of a stink about it. Say to him, is this right? Is this part of your, what you're about? I mean, it's honestly, sorry to swear, but it is absolute bollocks. What is going on in this country, right, it is absolutely wrong, right, and we need to start causing a right stink, yeah? What I do now, if someone upsets me now and they talk to me like a bit of shit, I'll pull them apart. I will pull them apart, yeah? God forbid they talk to me. If you watch another one of my videos, you'll see about how a bloke, my daughter worked for one of these big stores, and this geezer, he basically had a bit of a go at her because she was a young girl. And I rang this bloke up and I said to him, you don't sort this shit out, mate. I said, I'm going to be down there. I said, and I'm going to grab that bloke round the throat. Oh, don't do that, don't do that. This is how you got to start being. I ain't saying you got to be violent. I'm not a violent person. But you need to let these people know, right, that you're not going to be taken for a fool, right? And it is so sad, like I say, and I go on about it because I'm a very um, caring guy. I care about how old people are being looked after. I care about people in the community. I care about a lot of different things, right? And these people, it aggs me when you've got people in a position of responsibility who are they're being allowed to treat people like shit. You got to stand up to them. Tell them, say, if I can't move, I'm going to do it. I said to my wife today, I said, next time I ring up and I cannot make an appointment, I'm going to go down there with my video camera and I'm going to video me trying to make an appointment. And if she says I cannot make an appointment, I'm going to say to her, well, do me a favour, get me the forms out now because I am changing surgery because your surgery stinks. I'm actually going to do that. I've decided today, when my wife come back and told me about that old girl, there's old people, they're standing out in the freezing cold, not to see a doctor, but to actually be able to make an appointment. That's wrong. That is absolutely wrong. I'm going to end it there. I've gone on a little bit, but like I say, this doctor really pisses me off. Some of them I think are just right. They're too far above their station. Do you know what I mean? I've done architecture. You know what I mean? I'm telling you what, if I become a doctor, I'll be a lot more caring than my local doctor. He don't give a toss. It's as much as he can do to look at you. It's like what's the word? It's almost like you're intruding when you go in his surgery. You know what I mean? Don't let them talk to you like it. Don't let anyone treat you like shit. And if you think that you're being treated wrongly by your doctor, right? Cause a stink about it. Get them all going in the surgery. You can't start causing a bit of shit, right? You start getting them all moaning, right, and moaning at that reception, right? Then I'm telling you what, something might get done. This bloke earlier, my wife said, there was a guy in there this morning, and he's saying to the woman, you sent out my results to a different person or something, and I need to sort out my blood pressure tablets because, this needs to be sorted, and I need to see a doctor. And the woman behind the counter saying, well, with all this going on, I'll be taking blood pressure tablets. If that was me, I'd have said to her, I'm not here to talk about you. I'm here to talk about me. If you need blood pressure tablets, you shouldn't be at work. That's what I'd have said to her. But this is how they're making these people feel. Almost like, like you shouldn't be there. Come back and see me when when you're half dead. Perhaps we'll do something. Crazy. Anyway, I'm going to end it there. I hope you like my video. I hope this calls that made you think a little bit about your surgery. You might be lucky. You might ring up tomorrow and say, can I make an appointment? Yeah, oh yeah, come down whenever you want. But I bet you don't. That ain't going to happen. It definitely won't happen at my surgery. Do you know what I mean? I can't even book it a month in advance. If I said to the bloke, well, look, hopefully, if I'm lucky and I don't die in the next month, could I make an appointment for a month's time? No, you can't. So if I can hang on for, if I was lucky enough, if they could give me an appointment for a month's time and I can actually hang on for dear life, I could have, laying here, I'm all decrepit. Look, I made it to the 30th day. Can I come and see you? My surgery, they'll probably cancel the appointment and don't even think about asking for an home visit, right? No, it ain't happening. The only home visit that you're going to get round here is going to be from the coroner. Anyway, it's crazy. Please like, please subscribe. I'm going to do other videos about this, about things that piss me off. And please share it, because if you share my video and someone else sees it, it might encourage them to take a bit more action. Yeah, perhaps change their surgery, or tell the woman on reception what they think about her. Because some of these people, they're in the wrong job. You know what I mean? You got to be caring, ain't you? If you're a doctor, you got to be empathetic, ain't you? You got to be understanding, ain't you? Surely, ain't you? Be a doctor. Perhaps you ain't. Perhaps you just need that piece of paper that says you're a doctor. Anyway, thank you.